You are listening to Trophy Horse with your hosts, Tricky Mick, Alex, I Yield to No One, Sid, and Ender Phoenix.
And one of our guests looks like he's about to start a rock show over there. Finally, somebody's banging out to our intro.
That's not a bad intro. Who did that for y'all?
It's actually a band called Even out of the Philippines.
Oh, I see their credits at the end of the show. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Trophy Horse. This is episode 629. I'm your host, Tricky Mick. Alongside with me, the man, the myth, the legend. It's Alex.
Man, with this overlay, we look like the Brady Bunch.
He brings the awesome. It's I Yield to No One.
You know, you would think with 628 episodes in our pockets that we would know what we were doing, but no, this is only episode 2.
Also with us, the man of fire, but didn't know to put on sunscreen today. It's Matt.
So remember my message from last week is get your butts checked, and now the new message is wear your goddamn sunblock.
Were you at a Renaissance fair, Matt? Is that why you're all burned up?
I was on a fishing boat all day.
Oh, yeah.
I was very happy about that. I was very happy about that message about getting your butt checked because I got to make an appointment this week. So thank you very much. So.
I just checked my butthole. It is not sunburnt, so we're okay here.
All right.
Message unclear. Sunblock on butthole applied.
I can't even get through the intros without a butthole being mentioned. Is Daryl on the show? I can't seem to. All right, we have not one but two guests. The first guest, before I give him a proper intro, hold on.
Did you prepare anything?
See, like I said, second episode, everybody.
While Tricky fixes things going on the stream, I will introduce our guests. So, welcome.
We'll definitely get somebody's name right this time.
Do we have sound now?
It sounds like we may have sound.
Okay. Thank God. All right. So, before I give the man a proper intro, I do have to give him a special shout out before we start the show. We have Will here, who's from the PlayStation 8 Dead podcast. But Will, you have to get a special shout out because you've gone uncredited for several weeks now. You are actually the guy that's making all the thumbnails for our YouTube videos and our podcast. So I want to give you a shout out for that. I appreciate that greatly. Some of them have been good. Some of them,
They're all great. What are you talking about?
well, okay. In my opinion, they've all been good, but there has been some feedback from the other hosts saying, I don't know why he's making the Helldivers look like it's on life support.
Well, I'm
I
sorry,
mentioned-
but
okay,
a
so
lot,
the-
a 90% loss of viewership or playership. That sounds.
That sounds like another game that the guys have been giving me shit about called Suicide Squad.
Yeah, but I doubt
Oh,
Suicide
yeah.
Squad sold 12 million copies. But no,
No one talked about Suicide Squad having server issues out the gate.
How many seasons are in Suicide Squad right now, Tricky?
They're about to launch their third.
Okay, just remember,
make it
4 seasons.
I figured they would have given up on that already. That game, horrible. I'm not allowed to say bad things about that game on our show, so you know.
Oh, you can say all you
Oh,
want
you
here.
can say all you want on this show.
Also,
No, but, okay, so I
oh
feel
wait,
like
wait. Let me get through the intros first.
No.
You're the one that broke it down.
You brought this up, so I brought the feedback last week when Will sent over the image, which he's done a very good job on the images. I just said, well, it's not like it's on live support. There's still like 50,000 people playing at any given time. But when Tricky said, do you want me to have him redo it? I said, no, he's doing free work. Don't make him redo it. Let's not get that started. I just pointed out it's not necessarily on live support, but I wasn't like saying, make him redo it. I wasn't going to come here and say, oh, everything's been perfect except for this one.
Okay.
I don't know. 90% though. Come on, dude. 90.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
If you have batteries and they're down to 90%, you either recharge them or you throw them out and get a new battery. It's just, you know.
Also with us,
Game Gear, you lose 90% of your batteries in the first 10 minutes.
also with us, Sean, I don't really know you that well, so the intro I'm going to give you is the other lover and the person that can prove that New York pizza is the best pizza in the world. It's Sean. How you doing?
It's a very true statement. Yes, the New York pizza is the best. I am also on the PlayStation 8 Dead podcast. I'm currently going for a complete PS5 collection, and it is current right now worldwide. I'm insane for doing it, and thanks for having me.
Okay, now everybody can talk their shit. We got through the intro.
Well,
You're
it's a
right.
small collection because there's not very many PS5 games out there.
Oh, here we go.
I have about 1,100 on the shelf that'll prove you otherwise. So.
Now, let me say something about New York pizza while we're on the subject.
Hey.
There we go.
Okay, now I'm not going to say who's got the best pizza, but
New York.
No, dude,
Yeah, but
it's
bagels,
floppy, man. I mean,
Bagels.
the word pizza needs a
Pizza.
modifier to let you know how bad it is. I mean, like when someone says New York rat, you think of a small, cute little rat on some girl with blue hair shoulders. No, you think of a giant, wiener-sized dog animal beast crawling out of the subway. So
No,
and
we
then-
just call it pizza here.
I was gonna say,
It's a
Will.
term, New York pizza, and it's too
New York.
it's a food stuff.
Well, this just proves the whole point right now. When they talk about pizza, they say pizza in New York. Everywhere else, they have to say, "Oh, it's Brooklyn style, or it's Chicago style, or it's Connecticut style." Here, it's just
So, you know-
pizza.
Yeah, so you know what not to order. Like, you know, China, it's not Chinese food, it's just food, you know. But
It's because we recognize there's a variety of different pizzas. That's why they barbecue people say, you know, North Carolina style barbecue or St. Louis style barbecue or Kansas City. we recognize that there are regional differences to the types of food.
Yeah, but that's outside of the region, and he's in Arizona eating cardboard, 7-Eleven, Circle K.
Oh
Wow,
my God.
Circle K. That's a name I haven't heard in a while. Wow.
Whatever.
So I want to thank Atari Fanboy 77 that's in the chat. Also, thank you for letting us know that you can hear us. I forgot to add the microphone to the scene because it's the first time we use this scene. So that was my mistake. I apologize. So for anybody watching the YouTube video, no, you can't hear us until 2 minutes into the show, but we fixed that. Other than that, I don't know where we're at. I'm so distracted now.
We've done the introductions and talked about New York pizza.
I mean, I know where we're at. I'm saying never
Then
mind.
why the hell did you say that?
Because conversation.
I know where I am. I'm in my computer room recording. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but
No one
We're
knows.
in
You
We are in purgatory, video game purgatory.
All right, if anybody doesn't know, this is episode 629. Do our updated trophy counts. I am level 915 with total trophies of 31,032 with 866 platinums, which I'm going to say right now off the start, before we get into what we're playing, it's actually a hell of a lot higher, but I have a good reason for it, although I know you guys are still going to ridicule me for it.
Are you doing this whole I'm hiding my shit until
No. This is actually a legit reason, but I don't feel like you guys are going to say it's legit.
Okay, what's the legit reason?
I was going to get into what we're playing, but I'll do it now. So, as everybody knows, and you guys mock me all the time, I have a work PlayStation.
Yes.
And
Richie Rich.
And I went to download one of the games I'm playing, the First Descendant, onto the PlayStation, and I could not fit it onto the system because it was clogged up with all the other games and all the spam and stuff like that. So I've been working at work to knock out all the spam, get all those platinums, so I can delete them off the system, and then be able to download the First Descendant onto that system. So it hasn't been synced up because I ran out of Wi-Fi space on my phone. So in a couple days, I'm going to take it to work. Well, actually, as of tomorrow, I can take it to work tomorrow, sync it up, and then be able to go. So the legit reason is I'm playing spam games, but it's only so I can play them, plat them, and get them off the system.
You'd play them anyway.
Yes, but I was actually holding off on playing them. I was trying to go 6 months without playing a spam game to see if you guys would recognize, but it didn't work.
Can I ask why you would have stuff, if you're running out of space in your system, why would you keep stuff on there that you're not going to play for a while?
Because this is my work PlayStation. This is the system that I just store all the spam games on.
But you obviously use it to play other games as well, whatever, the First Descendant or whatever you just said. It's clearly not just a spam machine.
Well, it wasn't. And then I found out that I could do the hotspot off my phone, so then I was like, I could play the First Descent, which is online only. I was going to do that at work, and then I was like, all right, whatever.
Oh, no, your work PlayStation, you've realized work sucks. This is now my main PlayStation. I'm just going to play PlayStation all day rather than work. That's what you're doing, right?
Seems makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Because I told this to one of my coworkers, why don't you just delete the games? I said, because there's so much spam on my account, I don't know what games I played and what games I don't play, so I'll never find them again. So I just plat them.
There you would go, if they would be in your library. You could just go to your library of games and look at what you've downloaded or what you've bought.
But Alex, the problem is that I buy the Jumping Tornado.
Well, we all know that's a problem.
Hold on a second.
Tell that to me.
The problem is I buy the Jumping Tornado, but I get the PlayStation 4 version and the PlayStation 5 and 4 version. But then I also bought it on the EU account. I also bought it on the Japanese account. I also bought it on the other account. So I don't know what region it's from, let alone if it's on the 4 or the 5. So it's just a big problem to try to find out what particular ones I'm missing to go download them again.
Man. Third world problems.
Another argument for physical, right there.
Thank you.
But Will, I can't get the physical EU copy of Jumping Tornado.
You don't need that many. Just America, dude. Get rid of China, Japan, all your regions. Just America, dude.
Did I just say if it's not physical?
Don't cheese the trophies. Just get them for one region.
I'd also like to point out
if it's not physical.
I'd also like to point out that once we started talking about trophies and all this other stuff, Matt has checked out. Is now checking his phone because he's like, I have nothing to do with this conversation.
How many? Would you say your trophy level was, Mick?
915.
Because I just brought up my my TV, so I know all my trophy numbers, so I can actually play along.
Well, it's actually on the agenda if you want to click on there too, because I put it in the agenda. Alex, what is your trophy count?
I am level 505. Total trophy count of 9,882, and a platinum count of 172 and 171 games. I got a new platinum since last week.
Nobody cares. No, I'm kidding. What was
I care.
I was joking. What was it, Alex?
Are we gonna do that during what we've been playing?
I guess because you'll set the precedent already that we're talking about what we're playing after we do our trophy count. So why don't we just do that?
I'll let everybody else do their trophy counts first.
Yield.
I am a level 512 with a trophy count of 10282 and a platinum count of 190.
Matt.
I am a stagnant level 220 with 1,311 trophies, 0 platinums. But since you all have a hard on for achievements and things like that,
Yes, what is the latest achievement?
last one was a Bancho Sushi regular. I achieved platinum rank in Cooksta and Dave the Diver.
That will make Alex happy. Sid
That's
is
a hell of a game. That's a hell of a game.
Sid is level 890, total trophies of 27,029 with 844 platinums. Will.
I am level 927 with 10,476 trophies, 478 platinums.
Are you really?
No.
I was going to say, that's not the numbers I have. But you say it so confidently. I was like, wow, is he... Did I
I'm
have...
selling it, baby.
Hey, it won't be the first time Tricky typed in the wrong information.
That
Doesn't
is
say it
true.
right on the damn screen right there.
That's why I started panicking. I was like, did I get the wrong PSN?
That's my Roboto Love Europe account. You got to look at the USA one. It's 127.
So apparently Will is actually level 252, total trophies of 1991 with a plat count of 3.
Wow, 3. That's it.
Yeah.
45 golds, 289 silvers, and 1,654 bronzes. My last trophy was in looks like Dead Rising 3.
How the hell?
Or 4.
How have I beaten you?
What are you talking about?
I've never even owned a PS4. And
Well, actually,
You finish your games, dude. I put an hour on each game, and then I call it a day.
Sean, you're not actually beating him in any category.
Oh, okay. All right.
But Sean, what is your trophy count?
Oh, it's like nothing. I'm not a trophy collector. So I'm at level 249 with 1780 trophies. So
And 0 plats.
0 plats. I do not go for plats.
So
You
Will,
collect real trophies.
I see those credits and I move on to the next game.
So Will, do you have any idea what your plats are?
I have 3 platinums. Looks like one is in. I know one is in PUBG.
Somebody actually played that game?
What's that?
I said somebody actually played that game?
We still play. We just played it this morning.
That's all we play.
PUBG, Twisted Metal 2. I got a 100% in that.
Yeah.
I was scrolling down. I don't know, dude. It's probably buried in here somewhere.
Hentai versus Evil.
Oh yes, Hentai versus Evil, 100%. Eat a dick. There you go.
Well, if you do want, Will, just let you know, PUBG, you could get the European and kind of get the platinum again.
No, dude, it's more effort than I'm willing to put forth. Dude. I just play the game for fun.
And you can also get the EU version of Hentai versus Evil because apparently you got that platinum in 1 hour and 46 seconds.
Yeah, I'm that good.
Before we move on, I do have a question for Sean.
What's that?
I do have a question for Sean. With that massive game collection you have, how many of those PS5 games are still in the wrapper? And how many are going to stay in the wrapper for their life cycle?
I open everything. They're all open.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look at Sean. You keep them sealed. You're freaking wasting money opening that shit. Keep them sealed.
I open them day one because if they sit on the shelf, then I'll get like regret after like a year or two.
Doesn't that expose them to oxygen and potential disc rot in the future?
Oh, and nicotine. It's fucking good. That's it, you know what I mean? So,
Oh, don't worry about that. Tricky's got that on lockdown.
That's part of the resale.
Matt is on the campaign for everyone to get their butts checked, and he's on the campaign of anti-disc rot because Matt has brought up disc rot more times in the last 10 episodes than I think any time ever on Trophy Wars.
Never in my life, any game that I've ever owned, I've been gaming since I was 5 years old. I've never had one disc that has disc rot, so it's a myth.
I agree as well. I think it's just a made up boogeyman by collectors.
Granted, I work in a lot of like shitty dungeon basements, and I see games in the corner of people's basements. Those I can understand when they're in like the moldy wet box and this and that. But no, I mean, all of my stuff has always been like in a climate controlled environment. Never had a problem.
All right, so before we get into what we're playing, let's give Will and Sean a second to plug the PlayStation Elite podcast and tell us what you guys do and what you guys cover. Because obviously, if anybody's watching the live stream or the YouTube video, you can see the massive collection behind Sean. So, guys, take it away.
Will likes to sell shit. So
I like to sell shit. What's the saying? Sell ketchup popsicles to none. I don't know. We're the PlayStation Ain't Dead. We're collectors. We're about collecting video games, talking about collecting video games, talking shit. We like to talk shit. We learn a lot of shit. I like to think we're funny. As long as we make each other laugh, that's good enough for me. So we talk shit, collect video games, lots of memes. I miss anything, Sean?
No, that's pretty much it. A lot of. If we can always steer the conversation to like dicks or shit or piss,
it's a good
episode.
Yeah. We talk about collecting. Oh, we do news. Not like you guys. I mean, you guys, when you guys do the news, you give sources and shit. So and so from so and so magazine said.
Well, you got to give credit to Alex for that because I used to just read the article and Alex was like, "You got to give credit." And I'm like, okay.
I have a background in journalism. I have a journalism degree. I'm sorry, I can't not cite my sources.
No, I see the most likely like fakest news headline on my Facebook, and I'm like, okay, I don't even read it. That's the headline. We're good.
That's it. That's news. Print it, ship it, send it. Let's go. Oh, rumor. We're tabloids. We're news tabloid video game.
And if we're right, hey, we broke it.
We're right. Okay, we're right like 95% of the time. We have a really good track record, I would say.
They're right 60% of the time, 100% of the time.
Yeah, we're like Sex Panther. We're the Sex Panther of video game journalism.
Did I even get that quote right? Because I'm not an Anchorman fan.
Oh, I don't remember, but you're along the same lines.
Little yogiism right there. That's what that was.
60% of the time, it works every time.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
I believe that's the quote.
All right, let's get into what we're playing. Alex, start us off. What are you playing, sir?
So I got back into Helldivers. I'm kind of in this spot where I don't know what to play really after my latest platinum. Was looking through like the PlayStation Plus collections and stuff. So I jumped back into Helldivers, played a little bit every night, played some with Riley, DJ, and Yield. I basically, they've added new ship modules, so I'm basically just trying to now collect a ton more samples to build up my ship again. Almost done with the Viper Commandos, Warbond. So basically a lot of Helldivers just because I didn't know what else to play. My platinum trophy was in Ghost Hunter, the PlayStation 2 horror game Ghost Hunter. And, I talked about it last week, but I do want to say that game does have an issue with pacing to where the swamp level, which is kind of like the first main area of the game, is so large that it kind of gives you a false sense of how big that game is. It's not a super long game. I feel like the swamp is like by the end of the swamp, it's like 33% of the way done. So it kind of gives you this pacing's a bit of an issue, but overall I enjoyed playing most of the game again.
By the time you're done with that level, did you get it? Did you avoid swamp ass?
I never can avoid swamp ass. If I'm out doing anything,
you know what? I'm glad Will and Sean are on the show because nobody else laughed at the joke except for them.
I'm watching Sean. He's looking. If you look at him, he's looking off camera. He's looking for that Ghost Hunter game so he can.
No, I haven't. I haven't. But you know what? No, because I remember you saying, "Oh, it's rare and rare." And I looked this morning. I said, "Oh, I have that game," and it's actually it's in a bin upstairs of games that still need to be cleaned. That's what it is.
Sorry,
first of all, tricky. Swamp ass is the medical term. Swass is what we call it on the streets.
The streets.
But no, That game, like I enjoy, I have nostalgia for it. So obviously, replaying it is more important to me than it would probably be someone playing it for the first time in 2024. I do have a warning though: if you do play that game, the last level is ass. The military base, a real big letdown, and especially the final boss. He's basically one of those final bosses where it's like he sends out enemies, minions, you kill all the minions, and then you fight him, and he's got a couple attacks, but basically with your gun that you have, you can kill him in less than like 2 minutes, or like you can kill him in like 10 shots or something. It's ridiculous. So last level is a big letdown. The rest of the game is, if you have nostalgia for it, it is still enjoyable. I do like it, and some really memorable bosses in parts of the game. So I'm glad I got to play the game again. Now we just need to get Just Metal Black on the service with a new trophy list and a platinum trophy this time, and we need to get Dark Watch from Capcom on there. That's my big asks. The other game, and I wanted to make sure I pulled this up so I said the name of the title right. But Tricky was trying to sell me on this game, Tales of Kenzera Zhao. Tricky, I think, referred to it as an Alex-ass game. And let me tell you, people, this game is not ass. It's actually pretty good.
It's an Alex-ass game.
I know. You just got to hyphenate it in the right place, Tricky.
How do you hyphenate spoken word?
So
This is an Alex-ass game.
Or you could just say this is an Alex type game.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Us New Yorkers speak a certain way.
Oh my God.
Oh,
I was picking up what he was putting down.
Thank you.
Now I get what he was saying, but I'm just very, my background. I got to pick it a little bit. But
But you do like the game, right?
Huh?
You do like the game, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's good. I mean, I think it's a good recommendation for you. It's kind of, I will say that I think it's going to be a game in a series because the Kenzera is the land, and it's called Tales of Kenzera, Zhao, and Zhao is the main character in this. So I have a feeling what they're going to do is they're going to make a series of games, each featuring a different character. In this game, you're a shaman. So they may do a series of games featuring shaman with each game featuring a different shaman. But yeah, I've only played it for like maybe an hour or so. I've gotten to the caves. Tricky, I don't know how far you got, but I got in the caves and got a little stuck, and it was late early in the morning. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm tired. I'm not dealing with this. But overall, like it's a 2D side scroller, really beautiful art style, really striking visually. And basically the mechanic of the game is you're a shaman. You're trying to basically bring your Baba, who I assume is your father, back to life. He's passed away recently, and you're trying to basically go take on these three great spirits in order to earn the ability to have to undertake this great journey to bring your father back from death. And the combat is based around two masks: a mask of the sun and a mask of the moon. The moon's more long range based. It's kind of like a gun, but it's basically like little beams that you shoot out. So that's kind of long distance, long range. Whereas the sun is more up close and personal, kind of Wolverine style with melee combat. And basically, the thing is, the game is you got to use both masks because it's all about balance. The sun and the moon balance out together, and in the lore, you got to use both in order to have the balance. So it's a cool game so far. Haven't played a ton, but I do like the art style and I do like the gameplay. So we'll see where it goes. I do hope the combat gets a little bit better because the enemies they've thrown at me so far are a little boring and easy to kill. But that may just be because they're trying to teach you the game. So,
I think the main hook with the game is the platforming because there's a lot of strategy in.
And it's kind of like a Metroidvania style game where you kind of you can see a path ahead, but you can't use it yet until you go further in another direction, and then you gain powers and abilities that allow you to then traverse the rest of that area. So I'm liking the game so far, and I did see one of the boss fights, and that's kind of what in the trailer, and that's one of the things that kind of convinced me to play the game. Is like, not only does the game look great, but that boss fight looks like something else. So I'm have to play it. So it was a good recommendation by Tricky. So.
We do have a trophy count DLC. Atari fan in the chat says he's a level 342 with total trophies of 4740 with 17 platinums. So
Boy, oh boy.
242?
342.
What, Tricky?
342.
No, he's lying.
Unless it was a typo. Yield, what are you playing, sir?
I've been playing some video games. How about you?
All right, Matt, what have you been playing? I'm not even letting.
Oh wait,
No.
Let me do this. No, wait. No, let me do this. All right, I've been playing some Rocket League. I've been playing some World of Warships.
That I've been playing.
A little Helldivers.
So I've been playing some Call of the Sea. I got back into Helldivers 2. Finished out the Viper Commando, and then now working towards getting all my ship upgrades. Playing some World of Warship Legends, working on the Grey Ghost campaign.
Grey Goose. Oh, that was vodka.
The Grey Ghost.
Oh, I was kind of hoping it was Grey Goose.
Yeah.
That's vodka.
Yeah, and it's delicious in drinks. That's what it is.
Playing some. Been working on the multiplayer for Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine. I'm down to one gun, and then I'll have all that multiplayer done. And then also been playing some Gatling Gears.
All right.
That sounds. I hate to call you out, Yield, but that sounds like a tricky game.
No, Tricky couldn't handle that game.
The level of disrespect I get on my own show is unbelievable.
Okay.
You literally just talked about how your PlayStation was so stuffed with spam you couldn't play anything else.
It's a top-down twin-stick shooter, and no, Tricky would not play that.
You know what? Now I'm going to go get that platinum just to shut you up.
All right, you go get that platinum. Do it.
All right. Matt, what are you playing, sir?
Some more of the Elden Ring DLC. Took out a boss or two. Surprise! I took out one of them on the first try. It was actually very surprising. More MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries, Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. Started playing that on the Steam Deck. I did download and did the intro to the First Descendant. I picked the guy with the fire grenades. Go figure. More Origami 2, and then, of course, Dave the Diver finally got over the hump of one of the areas I was stuck in. So I continued along there.
Matt, which area were you stuck in?
It was the Melting Glacier where I had to go back to find the area that the Beluga had to take you through. Because he kept saying I should go to the place with the outward flow, and I kept going to the wrong one.
Yeah, it's down. It's at the bottom of that maze in the glacial area.
Yeah, I noticed that after. I was like, well, I keep going to this one area and it's not working. I'm like, where the fuck else is this?
Matt, you didn't think to ask me? You didn't think to be like, hey, Alex, bro, what's up? I can't figure this out.
No, because you've got more important things. You'd be like, fuck off, Matt. No,
I would not. I would joyously said, Matt, I'm going to help you get to the end of this game because
no, it's fine. I was happily playing other things, but now I'm back into that. Well, the issue I have now is I have to hire a branch manager. And
what?
Dave Dyer is all about accounting.
You really selling this game.
I opened a branch, and you have to hire a branch manager to manage that branch for you. And unfortunately, I started the hiring process a little too late. Perfect, Sean. Sean just showed his physical copy of Dave the Diver, whereas I'm stuck in the digital world. And
where you should be.
So what I did is I did a hiring process, and now I'm waiting for those to come back, so that way I could hire an appropriate manager to give them all the recipes.
Did you put an ad out?
I thought the game was about making sushi and diving for weirdo fish.
It's a sushi restaurant. You have to manage a sushi restaurant.
I saw Godzilla. I said I want this game.
Yes, there is a Godzilla.
Matt, did you put an ad out on Indeed for?
The actual issue I have, Alex, is there's one side quest I have to feed a guy hot pepper tuna.
Yeah,
I have everything except sesame seed oil.
Why when he said that did I think Bumblebee Tuna from Ace Ventura?
I don't know.
Tricky, your balls are showing.
The issue I have
I got excited and looked.
For right now, you can only get sesame seed oil from the containers in the ocean. So I have to swim around and hope I come across a sesame seed oil.
That is kind of lame, but yeah.
All right.
Matt, I do want to remind you when you open the branch, because I didn't figure this out right away. Because they were just selling the cheapest ass fish. You can change the menu structure if you like when you're in the menu, like the training menu for your team there at the branch. If you press triangle, you can change what type of fish they're selling based on category, based on how much it is, based on taste, all that kind of stuff. So make sure you do that. Otherwise, your branch is gonna make no money whatsoever.
Alex said triangle. That is why for the Steam Deck fluent people.
Ah, okay. Yes.
All right,
so I live in the world of the sacred symbols.
Sean, what have you been playing, sir?
This week I started a game called Severed Steel. It's like a first person shooter. Really fast paced, like arcade action type game where basically they set you in a room with all these enemies and you got to run really fast and kill them all and complete certain objectives, like blow up 5 things, and then you got to find the exit to get out of the room. And there's like a slow down mechanic where you can jump in the air and, shoot people in slow motion. After about 1 million times of dying in that, I gave up on that crap. So then I threw in Fist of the North Star. I hadn't played it. I completed this yesterday. This game was amazing. Really fun. If you like the Yakuza series, it's pretty much the same situation as Yakuza, where you're running around the town, getting into fights every 30 seconds and, just kicking the crap out of people. But the story and everything was very good on this game. So I'd recommend this. That's about it this week. That took up the whole week just playing that game through.
So unlike most of the rest of us, Sean, as he's like talking about a game, can actually hold up the physical copy of the game, which is nice. For those of you, obviously this is an audio podcast, so unless you're watching the stream or the YouTube video, you can't see it. But he is holding up each game as he's playing it.
Well,
Talking about it.
Yield would be able to do that, but Yield doesn't like to turn his camera on.
Yes, I do have most of my games.
I guarantee Yield does not have a physical copy of KO the Kangaroo.
You are correct. I do not.
I do.
We know that.
All right, Will, what are you playing, sir?
You have the GameCube version or the PS5 version? Because I got them.
This morning, played PUBG. Sean and I played PUBG.
Oh, yes, PUBG as well. Sorry.
Yes. Dead Rising 4, Frank's Big Package. Been playing that. I threw this in. I loaded it up. I never started it.
Don't bother. You can just skip that one.
That was Alan Wake remastered. What is this? Kingdom Hearts. I started the first one. I got annoyed by Sora's giant feet, so I turned it off. I played Super Daryl. Actually, this is this month. Actually, well, in the past month, Super Daryl Deluxe. I'm just going down what's on my screen. Oh, Streets of Rage 4. Great beat 'em up.
Excellent game.
And some Rumble Roses. I threw some Rumble Roses in there on PS2, and that's what I've been playing. And that's a horny game, horny wrestling game.
After you said that was a great game, I have a copy. So my buddy came over and me and him played that game. Holy shit, we had a blast the whole damn night. That game is ridiculously. The mechanics on that game are so good for PS2. That's probably one of the best wrestling games I've ever played in my life.
Yeah, probably the best wrestling game in out of all the wrestling video games, and you get a boner. So there you go.
That'll
But it gets a little
itchy.
awkward when you got a buddy there.
Yeah, we played the guy.
It depends on how long you know the guy. You know what I mean?
We'll sit back and play the guy game all night. So.
And I've been playing the First Descendant. I've had to downgrade myself to the PlayStation 4 version of the game because there's apparently an issue with the PlayStation 5 version making my TV flicker and I can't do anything. I will say, because I had to downgrade, I did find out that the trophies auto pop between the versions. So once I do get the PlayStation 4 version, I can just turn on the PlayStation 5 version and it will auto pop to platinum. So
You didn't know that you could auto pop between versions? Come on now.
Well-
You are the legitimate definition of a trophy whore, and you did not know that you could auto pop trophies.
well, first of all, this was
I know that, and I don't even do that.
okay. Not all games do that. For one, two.
I thought Call of Duty didn't do that. Wasn't the PS5 version not having a platinum or something a couple months ago, and the PS4 version was?
I don't know, but because normally with the auto pop it goes from 4 to 5, but it does not go 5 to 4. I don't know why, but typically if trophies auto pop, it's 4 to 5, not 5 to 4.
So you're telling me I take a game, I start it on PS4, get all my trophies, blah 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 blah, and then after I finished it, I download the PS5 version
And just start the game and all the trophies will pop.
That's I believe that's called fucking cheating, man.
Well, you don't just pop the game in. You also have to transfer your save file.
It's still cheating.
Well,
Yeah, but it's not gonna double up your trophies.
yes, it will.
Yes, it will.
Because actually, if you guys paid attention during Alex's trophy count, when he says I have 172 platinums and I have in 171 games, that's because he's ashamed because in Sly 4 he did it and he doesn't take credit for the platinum.
No. So I was playing Sly 4 on the PS3 and on the Vita, and because that had a cloud save feature where you could play your game, bring your game over to the other one. And I was, on vacation at a friend's house, so I wasn't just playing on the home console. I was playing on the handheld as well. It was popping trophies as I moved the save file in between. I didn't get all the trophies in one and then go immediately try to pop, cross save pop all of them. But no, as I was playing the game, switching legitimately playing on trying to finish my game, I was getting them on both because I was moving the save file, which was a feature between the Vita and the PS3.
That is weird. Yeah, they should fix that.
Yeah, these trophy people are fucking something else, huh, Sean?
Right?
We're gonna go back in our own little corner, guys.
Sickness.
I also, I can't say I played Helldivers 2. I just turned it on. I got my 50 medals and turned it off.
Some hero of the democracy you are.
Fuck the Super Earth.
Well, fuck you.
Fuck you, you fucking fuck.
Shut it down. It's over.
I feel like I'm. Does anyone else watch The Bear on FX? Because I feel like I'm on an episode of The Bear right now where everyone's just slinging fuck yous back at each other.
I love that show.
That is a show I want to watch, but I gotta catch up on so many shows.
It is the most anxiety-inducing show I've ever watched, but I still watch it.
I want to watch the show just because I watched the I can't remember his character in the show, but did any of you guys watch Shameless?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the older brother from Shameless in it, so.
Yeah. Yep.
Playing the Division 2. I'm all caught up waiting for the reset on Tuesday for the next story title. I got a trophy today, as Alex did a couple days ago, in Astro's Playroom. Apparently, with a new game coming out, they're releasing a special bot to go recover. So, me and Alex both got 5 points in the rarity contest.
I'll just wait for all the bots to be released and then go get them in one night.
You could do that too. But in the meantime,
it seems like they're releasing one of those a month in the lead up to Astrobot.
So
on the game of Astro's Playroom.
Yeah.
They've added secret bots that you have to rescue in each area, and they're doing it. They released one in June. They just released one the other day for July, and then once August rolls around, they'll probably release another one. But
and each one is like a PlayStation character. Like this one was what's her name? Sabine.
Mm-hmm.
From Returnal. In order
Celine.
to get Celine. In order to get it, you have to get to a certain spot. You have to die, and then it auto unlocks the bot because it's like Returnal, die, come back.
The first one was Lady Maria from the Old Hunters DLC from Bloodborne. She was the first DLC character they put in there.
So, and I'm trying to think. And then I played a whole bunch of Span games, but I did play and plat 5 Dates, which is a FMV video game that Daryl turned me onto. It does.
Daryl has bad taste.
Yes, he does, but it is an easy plat. But it's not.
There you go. That's why you played it.
But it's not a quick plat. It takes like 6 hours to plat each one of these games. And it's kind of interesting to go through them. Yeah, there you go. Sean has it.
No, there you don't go. Don't buy that game. Don't play it.
And then
What's coming out?
I'm going through Nightbook right now, and then once I'm done with that, I'm gonna do. No, I got the complex done too. I did the complex.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna work on. I saw Dark Clouds. So those are the ones I'm working through because mainly those are the ones that are taking up the most space on the PlayStation. So I'm going through those. But then, yes, I did go get like 20 jumping tortillas. And
Man, I bet you were on the shitter all night.
no, that would be Patrick Hickey Jr., who just got a crave case from White Castle with the murder burgers.
I hope you got some Big Red to wash all those down.
My God, I haven't eaten a murder burger in fucking 20 years. Those things are horrible on my stomach.
Yep. There's nothing like 4:30 in the morning White Castle with crave cases. So there you go.
Yeah, you got to get the chicken rings too. You can't leave without chicken rings.
Listen,
Big red sliders and chicken rings.
The only thing I get from White Castle now is the chicken rings because I will not touch a murder burger. My God.
Why not? That's the whole point.
Yield, if I ate a murder burger, you would not see me for a month.
Who the hell names their fucking...
All right, Tricky, go get you some murder burgers.
We need to send some White Castle to Tricky.
All right, before we get into
a poison shake, have a murder burger. Who's naming the shit? Who's the ad wizard behind this? Is this you saying this is from White Castle?
Yeah, you never had White Castle?
I've had it. It's in the grocery store. You buy it in the box.
No. You go to a White Castle, you get their burgers or their cheeseburgers. I guarantee you will be on the toilet for a good 24 hours afterwards.
Oh, well, yeah. Go New York cuisine.
Listen, if
you guys are you're fucking winning over there.
I remember going one time, and I left a good present in their sink, in the bathroom.
Matt was talking about make sure you get your butt checked. If you need to go get a colonoscopy, just go get a crave case from White Castle. Freaking a quarter that you swallowed at 2 will come out.
It's like going to Taco Bell, man.
Taco Bell, I can stand. All right, let's get back on the show.
I told you, you always bring it around to shit or piss room.
That's why I'm convinced Daryl's on the show. I swear. A comment from Discord in relation to our last show. B Goats a lot left a comment on Discord saying, "Read the last episode. I must be the fan Ubi is making the older Assassin's Creed games for. I love them. Will absolutely play through them again for more trophies on the series. I also bought and am playing the remaster of Beyond Good and Evil as well."
It's called Stockholm Syndrome.
Ironically,
play how you want to, George. Play how you want to.
Ironically, as you guys know, we posted videos to our social medias, and a TikTok video is blowing up with over 5,000 views right now, which is basically Alex bitching and complaining about how Assassin's Creed is 50% of Ubi's portfolio.
That sounds about right.
It is, yeah. How many times can they hash out the same game back and forth?
Latest stat check, it's over 6,000. I
played like the Revolutionary War one. What is that, Brotherhood?
It's 3.
No, that was 3.
The one with the Revolutionary War? Okay. I got like halfway through that, and I was like, okay, I'm done with this series. That's enough. I mean, I can't just keep going and going.
That's literally the only Assassin's Creed I haven't beaten yet because I was so pissed off that it took so long to get to the assassin.
Right.
Because it's like a 3-hour story, and then you find out, then you become Connor. I was like, oh, Jesus.
Kana. Not Sarah Connor, but Kana.
Update to your video, Alice. Your rant is now hit 6,225 views on TikTok.
All right, let the people know.
And
let's all be united in our disdain for Ubisoft.
All right, so let's get into our topics. Our first topic.
We have topics?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Coming from thegamer.com, and just so you know, Yield, because I know how you like long agendas, Matt put together this agenda.
Good job, Matt.
So.
And guess what? There's not a single article from
IGN.
Shut up, Will. Coming from thegamer.com.
Joe, you should be
how's Tricky going to be able to do the show then? There's not an IGN article.
I was intimidated by your itinerary. I was like, "Oh, this is professional." 5 minutes before our show, me and Will go. They're like, "What are we doing?"
I just want everyone to take a moment of silence for Tricky's check from IGN this week, since we don't have any IGN articles on here.
Coming from thegamer.com and written by James Thruten, Horizon Zero Dawn Netflix special reportedly has been canceled. Steve Blackman, the showrunner from Netflix hit show The Umbrella Academy, has been accused of cultivating an abusive and toxic workplace. Steve was also the person behind the upcoming Horizon Zero Dawn show. However, the recent allegations are enough to spread some news that Netflix has canceled the show. However, Netflix has yet to officially comment on the allegations, so stay tuned for further developments. Yield, I'm going to go to you first because I know you are a proponent of we don't need these shows. Was Horizon one of the shows that possibly you were looking forward to?
No. Only because they were going to take place with Aloy. I'd have been okay with it if it was it took place in the universe, but we already have the games. We don't need a series based on the main character where the game is telling us the story. So that's where I feel that they're wrong. You know, it's just like the Uncharted movie. I'll see it one of these days maybe, but I had no desire to see it because it was a very, in my opinion, badly put together movie of the or a movie of the video game. So and unless you can do something original with it, then no, don't do it, because all you're trying to do is you're just trying to do with all the other bad movie and cartoon tie-ins or video game and cartoon tie-ins. You're just trying to draw those people over to make your money back, and you're not trying to put forth a good show.
Correct me if I'm wrong, and I could be 100% wrong with this. I didn't think this one was Aloy because they were making a point of saying this was going to be like Horizon Dawn 2077 or something like that, which was going to be a time period where Aloy was not around. I could be wrong.
I think you are. I've seen stuff where so-and-so was cast as Aloy.
Okay. Alex, your thoughts on the Horizon Netflix show?
I do want to add to the whole Umbrella Academy thing that there was apparently going to be a spinoff for the Sparrow Academy from the Umbrella Academy, which I saw a news article on, or at least a rumor that said that is also canceled. So that could be another casualty of anything that's going on with the creator of the Umbrella Academy, the creator director. I don't know exactly what his role was, but I am a little disappointed. I do think Sony has done a better job of bringing their IPs to the screen in meaningful ways. I mean, don't get me wrong, Twisted Metal wasn't exactly what I wanted as a Twisted Metal fan, but I also understand how they had to change the formula because a car combat tournament isn't necessarily always going to be, the best format for television. So I understand why they made the changes they did. So I would have liked to have seen a Horizon television show, but again, I mean, these things happen, especially with video game series. I mean, how long have we been waiting on a BioShock movie or a BioShock television series? Shadow of the Colossus was something that was out there rumored. Some of the stuff just kind of comes out and then it never comes to light. And it's like, oh yeah, it just didn't work out or was canceled. So, I mean, I get it, but I am disappointed. I would have liked to have seen what they would have done with it.
All right. Sean, we'll go to you.
I actually, Yield made a really great point. I mean, there's no reason to rehash a story of something you already spent, 20 hours playing. I mean, you move on from it, keep it in the same universe. Same with like Last of Us. I played the game. I didn't need to watch the show, even though they made changes and all this other stuff.
The show was good though.
Yeah, but I wasn't going to.
I'm not saying it wasn't. I'm not saying that it wasn't, but that's my whole point of what Sean's saying. I'd already seen the show. I played through it. If you're going to do something, tell me a story I haven't already seen.
Well, all it does is disappoint me when I'm watching it because I'm sitting there comparing it to the game. Uncharted, I enjoyed the Uncharted movie, but I sat there the whole time saying that's not what was in the game. That guy should be 40 years older. You know what I mean? As for a standalone movie, it was a fun movie, but they should have named it something different. It shouldn't have had anything to do with the game because they changed the story that much, I thought. Just this week I watched, which I actually liked a lot, I watched both Dead Rising movies, and they were very entertaining.
They made a Dead Rising movie?
Yeah.
I was surprised you were from that last week.
There's two of them. Came out back-to-back years.
Yeah, and I'm like, these two movies are the best video game movies I've ever seen in my life.
All right, Will, your thoughts on the Horizon show?
See, the reason they shut it down was because first they made Aloy. How is it?
Aloy.
First they made her too pretty, and then the woke mob freaking freaked out. Then they made her ugly, and then the horny boys lost their mind. So they just said, we're bailing on this thing altogether. But the director, he's too mean to people. Toxic, abusive environment. This is called regular, work environment. These Hollywood people are just too pussies.
Yeah, I agree with you, Will. Also, I mean, it's go to work,
Yeah,
I mean, when I go to work, I mean, sometimes you get yelled at. I mean, what the hell, it's it's not supposed to be sunshine and roses at work. It's work.
No, if they shut the thing down because the director was too mean to the other people in the past and they got a bad reputation, you'd shut up and just buck up and go to work. You do the film, you get it over with, put it in the can and move on. But I have not. I have no personal investment. I put about 20 minutes into the game and it didn't grab me. Robot dinosaurs, whatever. I guess it's an angle, but no, I really don't have many. I have no emotional investment in this video game, or the loss of the film property.
All right, Matt.
So the only two thoughts I have on this are, one, it was rumored that Sadie Sink, who many people know was in Stranger Things, was potentially cast to be Aloy. I'm sort of sad not being able to see her in something other than Stranger Things, because I think she does very well in that show, and I'd like to see her try to branch out into other shows.
Is that number 13 or whatever her name was?
No. It was Max, the redhead girl.
The older sister of the main kid?
No. She was in the friend group. She was in the same class
Yeah.
as everybody. She was in the same
she was the tomboy skateboarding girl that fell in love with what's his name? The black kid.
Right.
Lucas.
Right.
Yeah, Lucas. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah,
like I
she
said,
and her, I was going to say, she and her brother moved to their, second season? Yeah.
Yeah.
The brother,
like I said,
the little timid brother.
I think she's got some potential as an actor, and I would have liked to see her in something other than Stranger Things. I actually remember seeing her. It was in the Netflix movie trilogy. What was it called? Fear Street, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was in that, and she played really good. I'd just like to see her in something other than horror at this point. But to the other points about hashing out things that have already been done, I agree and disagree. I think The Last of Us was phenomenal. I was happy to see it in live, but I agree that it wasn't needed. But take something like Fallout or Twisted Metal, which is taking what we know about the game and doing its own original thing with it. I think those have been very successful in telling a decent, compelling story. Twisted Metal being what it was, because like Alex said, it had to be what it was. But Fallout, I think, was very good because the Fallout world doesn't, it centers around what is it called? Vault Tech, but not necessarily people. So the fact that they were able to make an original story with their own people, their own vault, and things like that made that successful. And I would have liked to have seen them do something like that with Horizon Zero Dawn. But the problem is the game Horizon Zero Dawn circles around Aloy and Elizabeth Sobek. And unfortunately, if that's what they were going to do and they were going to cast an Aloy, it would have to center around them. So unfortunately, it is what it is. I don't think we're going to get it, at least not in this format. Maybe something in the future, but I'm not holding my breath.
See, I can see two sides of that. I mean, I understand. I would like an original story, but I would personally keep it with the Aloy character. I hate when they make movies or movie adaptations where they don't even use the actual characters that are in the game, but I want an original story. It's like I don't want to see what Joe Bob is doing off on the side, in the lab or something. That's kind of what I'm getting at with that.
All right, moving on to our next story. GTA 5's story DLC was scrapped because GTA Online was a cash cow. The cinematics editor has claimed. This is coming from VideoGamesChronicle.com and written by Chris Sullivan. GTA... Oh, hold on. Something just popped up. GTA Info Datamined in 2023 revealed a DLC pack called Agent Trevor was once one of 3 canceled expansions for the game. Other rumor expansions included Zombie Apocalypse and Alien Invasion. A senior camera artist, Joseph Rubino, explained that during his 6-year stint at Rockstar, he had worked on the DLC before it was canceled. He claimed that the initial financial success of GTA Online made Rockstar change its priorities. And a quote, "What happened was GTA Online came out. It was so much of a cash cow and people were loving it so much that it was hard to make an argument that a standalone DLC would outcompete that." I think looking back now, I would say you could probably do both, but that was a business decision. That was a business decision they made, end quote. He explained that the DLC was about a half complete when the decision to cancel it was made. I don't think this is a surprise to anybody.
Yeah, I mean, part of the reason GTA has probably been as successful and crossed over as many generations as it has is because of the online mode. Because I don't think anyone's playing the same story again and again and again. They're just kind of running around having fun in the online mode, which basically gave you the sandbox of GTA to do everything that everyone ever wanted to do in that game, which was create mayhem and just live in mayhem.
Sabers in the chat says, Will and Sean bring credibility to the show. Fuck you, Saber.
Saber.
This is an old story. I guess it's finally to be proven. Like, we don't have credibility. What the hell?
GTA is a cash cow. It's they're corporate, and they're out to make money. I mean, why put money into that if this thing's already just giving it up? So I mean, it makes perfect business sense, but.
And obviously, I don't know if everybody always realizes this, but you can spend like money. There's like microtransactions for the online mode. So you can buy in-game currency to use within the game. So that obviously is bringing them in regular income. If a lot of people are playing the online mode, being able to spend money in microtransactions is huge for them.
Yeah. Sean, Saber wants to know, is that the same shirt you wore on last night's show?
No, last night was Iron Maiden. But I literally just put this on 5 minutes before this show, so thanks for checking, man.
How long ago did you rip the sleeves off of it, though?
Probably 1995.
All right, anybody else want to make a comment on GTA?
There's no surprise with GTA right there. If anything, maybe they took part of that DLC and they're, maybe it's an early version of 6 that they started working on. But is 6 even going to have a story mode, or are they just going to go right into online anyway?
No, it's going to have a story mode.
I hope it does. If it's straight into online,
it's already been leaked.
I'll just say this, is Rockstar put out possibly one of the most popular DLCs ever in the way of Red Dead Redemption's Undead Nightmare, which is something a lot of people are clamoring for and still want this to this day. So I don't know if they would have not had a successful DLC, but again, the dollars and cents, Rockstar made their decision, and obviously they're standing by it, which is why we haven't gotten a new GTA in 11 years.
The DLC probably would have been exciting news for, let's say, 2 weeks, and then you wouldn't have heard about it anymore. Probably, if it came.
Zombies are always Call of Duty Zombies did really well. Call of Duty Undead Nightmare, that did great. I mean, it would have done great for them as well. But Zombies, to me, it's like a sign that a game has jumped the shark. You know what I mean? There's something else to do. What do we do? Put zombies in it.
Yeah, a lot of people were getting zombied out, especially during the Walking Dead TV series and everything like that.
Which is why with the DLC being like an alien invasion potentially, and one of the others, that could have been something unique, because that would have been an interesting take in a world like GTA.
All right, moving on to our next topic. PlayStation is going to attend TGS in 2024. I'm sorry, Tokyo Game Show. I abbreviated it. This is coming from VG Charts and written by William D'Angelo. For the first time since 2019, Sony Interactive Entertainment will be attending the Tokyo Game Show, scheduled to take place in September of 2024. The event runs from September 26th. Wow, that's a special day. To 29th, and Sony is just one of 731 confirmed exhibitors.
I have one question about this.
Go ahead.
Are we actually going to discuss any new games?
I think that's why they're going to go there.
Or are they just going to show up and just be like, "Hey, look at all the remakes we're doing"?
Well, it's going to be after Astrobot releases, right?
Yes.
It's September.
Yes.
They've got to have something new on the plate. Why would they even show up if they haven't showed up in so many years? There's something on the. Maybe it's a reveal of a PS6 or something.
I think it's the PlayStation 5 Pro they're going to review.
Oh, the Pro. Probably something like that.
So I was going to say, like, Wolverine plays big over here, and we know that that's one of their other big games from Insomniac. But Wolverine is popular over in Japan? I wouldn't think so. I don't think that you go to Tokyo Game Show and bust out Wolverine. Like, I don't know that they care as much over there about, the Marvel characters and specifically a superhero like Wolverine.
I'm not gonna say Tokyo Game Show they don't show games, but I think they go to Tokyo Game Show more because that is where the company is based out of, and that's more of a I want to say industry event, but that's not the terminology I want to use.
That's their home turf.
It's their home turf, so I think they more focus on the financial side of things and what new products they reveal, and not necessarily the games.
Right. Yeah, because I could see more tech coming. You know, like Will said, there's that rumored handheld, the PS5 Pro. You know, let's keep speculating over and over and over again.
Yes, another Sony handheld that they will not support.
I don't understand that the handheld. That what was it a couple months ago? They said it's going to come out around the PS6, but it's only going to play PS4 type games. Like, why would you want that? Like, it's already 2 generations behind.
Unfortunately, a new PS handheld is probably going to be 100% digital. So, right out the box, right there, that's a fail for me. But if they do make a physical, they do give little physical carts, you know, like those little with the
buying one day
carts
one
and whatnot. Oh, yeah.
This is my biggest gripe about stuff like that. They really need to figure out a way that, like, for instance, I have the PlayStation Portal, and my collection's mostly physical. I mean, if I want to play a game, I have to go downstairs. I got to put the disc in, and then I can play it on the Portal. But what if I'm away? You know, my game is already on the console. You know, it's basically an unlock code. There should be a way that it proves that it's my game, and then I could just play it basically digitally, but I still have the physical copy. They got to figure something out like that.
You need what you need is a CD changer, like the old school.
This is CD changer.
So what about this? Because this is actually a legit thing that I get concerned about with Sony. You know, look at the Switch and that you can put in a micro SDXC card to expand its memory and download your games. What if Sony puts out another handheld and again they decide to go with a proprietary memory stick? Is that a deal breaker for anybody here?
No.
I like
it's a pain in the ass, but
if it's got Sony printed on it and I can touch it and feel it, yeah, bro, come on, I'll invite you. Come sit on my shelf. I'll never open you. I love you.
It's almost like me and Will are like twins.
I was gonna say we ought to know that Tricky has no problem giving his money to Sony and just like shoveling it into the back of their trucks. I get what Matt is saying, because if you're a consumer, you want options, because otherwise Sony can kind of corner the market, and then you have to buy their shit, which can be problematic if they want to charge you whatever the hell they want to charge you. Now, the problem is that when it comes to their handheld devices, they don't really have a lot of leverage, because we've seen how that has kind of gone for them.
This almost sounds like Apple and iPhone.
You're not forgiving Sony for the Vita? Is that what you're saying, Alex?
No, I mean, I thought the Vita was a good system. It's just, I mean, Tricky bought me a Vita, so I'm more than happy to have a Vita. But it's just kind of one of those things that they killed off themselves. They killed it off.
I'm surprised they didn't do that with the M.2 drives, you know, for the expansion of the PS5. Make that proprietary. You know, Xbox did.
I was pleasantly surprised the fact that they decided to go that route compared to what Xbox did.
They do make ones that have PlayStation logos on them, and they are a little bit more money, but I mean...
Yeah, those are Western Digital. Some comments from the chat. Saber says, please release Azura's Wrath remake. He says he's not going to be playing Wolverine because it's being made by the Sweet Baby Inc. team. It's not being made by them. It's being made by Insomniac. Then he also says he wants a Sony HD version of Infamous 1 and 2. Absolutely, I fucking agree with that. Or bring back Genji Day of the Blade. And then he also says, we don't need another HD version of Uncharted 1, 2, and 3. We already have that. I also agree with that. You have the Uncharted
I'm confused. I've played like 1 and 2. And then I have all these other versions like on different consoles, and I don't know which one to play. Like, should I go back and play the PS4 one, the PS5 one?
Play the 5
it's very confusing.
Will's getting comfortable over there.
Yeah, might as well. I don't usually podcast from here, but I set off. I've been sitting at the edge of this couch on my balls are falling asleep. Yeah, it happens. You sit on the.
Well, you are rocking the plaid over there. With
the what?
The plaid.
Oh, the plaid. Oh, they said the plaid. Yes, I have 3 platinums. Thank you.
right, moving on. This is coming from Forbes and written by Paul Tassi. The First Descendant player count shows why people are still making live looters. Every 10 minutes, Nexion's newly released First Descendant is setting a new player count records on Steam. At this time, which I guess was 24 hours ago at this point, it was exceeding 243 concurrent players lining up in third place for free-to-play live looters, just behind Destiny 2 and Lost Ark. Though reviews are mixed as players are concerned about the monetization of the game, right now the model is working for Nexion. I have to say, I played in the beta. I play in this game. I'm absolutely loving this game. This could potentially replace Division 2 in my heart. Which Alex is double blinked because that surprised him.
So
Tricky, you got to keep your skills sharp for the Division 3 in 7 years or something.
I know nothing of this Descendants game. Is that what it's called?
It's the First Descendant.
The First Descendant. What kind of game is this?
It's a third-person live-action shooter, looter shooter.
Oh, okay. So
Live action.
Well,
That doesn't sound right.
Not live action. I'm sorry. Did I say live action or say third person?
Yeah, you said live action. That would be very interesting. This must be something new.
There is a live action first person game. I don't know the name of it. It's a non VR game. No, third person
Looter shooter.
Looter shooter.
What?
Live service.
Live service. That's what I meant to say.
Live
That's what I
service.
meant to say.
Okay.
Again,
yeah,
folks, our second podcast.
I don't know
Fuck
why
you,
you
Yield.
busting balls over there without his camera and shit. Come on.
I know, right?
Oh, snap.
It's almost like he's
That's
a
what I
microphone
do.
warrior. He's a microphone
I'm the
warrior.
behind the camera guy.
Just, wear a balaclava or something. I don't know. Yeah.
You can be the weirdo YouTuber that wears the mask or something.
Oh no! You should be one of those, an anime girl. That would be fucking rad, dude.
No.
Be a VTuber.
Yeah,
If
that's
I
the
had
word.
if I had one of those masks that did different things, I'd be totally wrong.
I use a VTube when I stream. I thought about using that for Yield, but the problem is that it picks up all the microphones, so the VTuber would talk anytime anybody else talked to. So
You know what would be the best is if Yield did turn his camera and he just showed up in a Stormtrooper mask every week.
Right.
There you go.
Yield, I will buy you a Stormtrooper mask if you do that.
No.
How about one week?
Darth Vader mask.
What if I go back to PAX and get you another warships hat?
No, see, here's the thing. He's playing hard to get. How about a Gamorrean guard mask? Get him a
There you
Gamorrean
go.
guard mask.
There you go. I'll have Matt ship that to you.
You'll have Matt ship it to me?
No, look at Matt right now.
Shipped to you.
Oh, Matt took it off, but he put on a Optimus Prime helmet.
Oh, okay.
Wait, is that the bucket, the popcorn bucket? That one theater was giving out for the movie?
Was that a popcorn bucket helmet? Matt?
No.
Oh, okay.
It
Matt,
had the popcorn
we
bucket.
were waiting so long for Matt to answer. I was like, was it?
And wasn't that Soundwave? That was an Optimus.
No, that was Optimus, right? I know my fucking Transformers.
That's the only Transformer trick he knows, so it had to be Optimus.
I know Bumblebee.
The bar has been set though by the Dune bucket, because if you can't fuck your goddamn popcorn bucket, what good is it? You know what I mean?
Although the Wolverine Deadpool one's pretty good too.
No, the Ghostbusters ones were better.
Could you fuck it?
You could not, or at least I wouldn't.
I didn't know. It wasn't better.
Lube that bitch up with some butter. Go to town.
You put a
all night.
flashlight in it.
I am not sticking my penis inside of a ghost trap. No, thank you.
All right, some comment from the chat. Toast Andrew says, I feel the First Descent is like Destiny with a bit of Remnant 2 mechanics. I never played Remnant 2, so I can't comment on that.
It's basically a sci-fi version of Remnant 2, which is more horror-based.
Okay. Okay. So I'm looking back onto Facebook and see if we got any questions.
I didn't ask any questions this week.
Well, you're here, so.
Well, you ask a lot of questions in general.
That's what Sean says. I'm just trying to support the bros.
All right, so
Unlike Alex and I yield.
What are you talking about? I'm on camera.
No, I'm talking about go watch my podcast, you son of a bitch.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Well, I watched
Guilty as charged.
Roberto Love.
Roberto Love, jeez.
Roberto Love. Saber, I did
Tricky
send out
certainly
the,
has too much Roberto love.
Saber, I did send out the message. I did send it out late though. He's in the chat saying he didn't see the post for the questions. So why I give a second for the chat to possibly ask any questions? I just want to annoy Joseph Priestley.
Time to check my social media, yeah.
You know,
Dude,
here, I got a question.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I got a question for Sean.
What do we got?
And it's an addendum from what my previous question or DLC. When you're trying to collect all these games, what is the goal? What is the end goal to trying to collect a full PS5 collection? Deals with copies.
That's it. Just to say I did it.
Okay.
I mean, I have I have a complete 3DS collection. I have a complete Virtual Boy set. Three quarters through a complete GameCube. About 90% original Xbox. It's when I just start getting it, it's like I want to get them all. That's it. It's I don't know. Just that's my trophy, right?
Sean,
That's your platinum.
That's my platinum.
Sean has a true compulsion. It is a sickness with this man. And
Are there any games that's particularly hard for you to find to complete your PS5 collection right now?
No, because basically I just put a pre-order in the beginning of the month for everything that's coming out. So,
All right.
you know,
We do-
so that's why it's current. You know.
All right, we do have three questions from Saber in the chat. First one, what do you think of Despicable Me for beating Inside Out, I guess, in the box office ratings?
I mean, well, Inside Out's probably been out for some time, so I mean, people have gone and seen it. And Despicable Me, I'm assuming, is relatively new or newer. So if it's out, its first weekend or first couple weekends, of course it's going to beat it because it's been out for less time.
I do believe Despicable Me is on Peacock as well.
That'd be surprising.
Yeah.
Because typically they will release it on Peacock later. I mean, they did that during COVID, during the pandemic, putting stuff on the digital services first and not worrying about movie theaters circumventing those. But now with the people going back to the movies, they're trying to go to movies at least first and then dropping them later.
They do this occasionally. I'm not gonna say it happens all the time, but they do it occasionally.
But people love the Minions. They fucking love the Minions. So it doesn't surprise me that I mean, if Despicable Me or Minions movies releasing in a weekend, that's the number one movie for the weekend.
Kung Fu Panda is on Peacock.
Despicable Me has a Minion popcorn bucket that you can fuck. That's fine.
Moving on.
I just hope it's not Gru.
Good question from Saber. A movie that would still make money just being released back into the theaters.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah, Ghostbusters.
Morbius.
Morbius.
What?
They tried to do that. It didn't work though.
They did try to re-release it.
They tried to capitalize on the meme. It's Morbin time, and it just didn't work. And it's like, oh, god damn it!
I think they should give it a third try.
Yeah, third time's a charm.
Hey, no, actually, with 4th of July just passed, what would have been a great movie to put out in the week lead up, a couple weeks or so?
Independence
ID4.
Day.
Well, Independence Day, yeah.
They did that a couple years ago, I think. Jaws would have been a good one. You put Jaws in for the 4th of July weekend.
What about what about any of
Because
the Star
Murray Hamilton's
Wars?
trying to keep those beaches open. He's trying to make that money.
What about any of the Star Wars?
Suicide Squad.
I think I am like one of the biggest Star Wars fans ever, but I feel everybody's just so sick and tired of Star Wars. Even if you put the original trilogy back in the theater, which I think they also did a couple months ago, I can't see a lot of people going to see that.
I think if they put the original Star Wars movies, the
specialized trilogy,
not the George Lucas bastardized versions, like the original ones. If you put those back in theaters, I think a lot of people would go see them.
The THQ versions.
That's a different story right there. Yeah.
But no, here's the problem: is that somebody already hit on this, but people are kind of even Star Wars fans are sick of Star Wars. Like I've got friends at work with that are still trying to give Disney a chance with the Acolyte, and they've said I gave up after 4 episodes because I just can't. Like people are giving up on Star Wars left and right.
It's not good. It's too oversaturated now. So
is the Acolyte over? Is the series over?
No.
I think it's for 2 more episodes.
Is there anything else coming out for Disney new that it's new and exciting? Because I wait until the whole thing's over, and then I'll rent it for a month, or and then I'll get Disney Plus for a month, and then I'll turn it off.
No, Andor, I think is next year.
They got to be doing a second season of Kenobi, aren't they?
No, that hasn't been greenlit yet. They're supposedly talks, but that hasn't been greenlit yet. There is supposed to be a second season of Ahsoka in the works.
I mean, I've also heard that there's rumors that the Acolyte hasn't even been picked up for season 2, so it might not.
They do have Agatha, which is essentially the sequel to WandaVision.
Oh yeah.
They do in the works. They do have Daredevil Born Again, which is the continuation of the Netflix series.
Well, if they keep it the same as the Netflix series, it should be okay.
Well, they just did a whole bunch of reshoots for them. So,
right?
Is it same dude?
Same characters from the Netflix series.
I mean, same actors.
Same actors, yeah. And I only know they did the reshoots because they basically shut down the freaking Lower East Side of Manhattan to reshoot them.
Gotcha.
Say it again.
Say what again?
Manhattan. New York people are funny.
What's wrong with saying Manhattan?
Sorry.
Wow. All right.
Jerky, I love you.
Gotta go to Rudy's Bar, down in Hell's Kitchen, man. Get some free hot dogs and beer,
Last question from Saber. How about a new Fist of the North Star fighting game?
Yeah.
But they have a Fist of the North Star boxing training game. If I recall correctly, is that correct, Sean?
Fitness boxing. Yes, Fist of the North Star for the Switch, so you can work out and
learn how to box.
Yeah,
I imagine this. I've told this story before, but imagine the nerd who platinums, whatever the Nintendo equivalent of a platinum is.
None, because they don't have any trophies.
The Nintendo nerd gets a full platinum, goes to school to confront his bully, and just gets smashed.
I think it's time for a new Fist of the North Star game. I mean, it's been enough years.
Dude, but no, that is an old property, though. I mean, when was the last time they made new Fist of the North Star material?
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
you gotta be long in the tooth to.
I mean, Sega's been like with that. Sega's been focusing a lot on Yakuza in the past couple of years. We've got like 3 or 4 games that have come out in the past couple of years, right? So. It's essentially the same exact engine, so
Going back to Disney Plus real quick. Apparently, they are making another Gargoyle series.
I had heard that, but I'd forgotten about it because it's been so long ago that I heard it.
And they're Real Steel.
Real Steel, like the Black Superman dude?
No, like the what's his name?
Boxing robots?
The boxing robots.
I don't know that
which
one.
was just robot jocks that they made into Real Steel.
An untitled King Kong series.
Yeah.
And
I just watched that Godzilla King Kong, the last one. He's all right, I guess.
And apparently they're making a Zorro series.
Zorro the Gay Blade Part 2. That's the only
Moving on.
There's a real movie called Zorro the Gay Blade. You're familiar with it?
I think it was made by Disney, wasn't it?
So our topic of the week, we actually don't have a article. We have an interview with our 2 guests.
So it's us.
Pop quiz.
I'm going to start those questions off by saying, Will, what actually got you into starting collecting, and what keeps you motivated to keep going?
What started me collecting? I was bored. I've been playing video games my whole life since I was a wee tyke, and I'm flipping through YouTube, and I come across some random video, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is everything I like." I'm going to get into this. It was a Metal Jesus video, as a matter of fact. And I was like, "Yeah," and I made a conscious decision. I'm going to start collecting these video games, and that's what I did. And that's probably been about 10 years now. I can't remember, and I just haven't stopped. And just stacking them and stacking them and stacking them. And I got into a little bit of the filthy reselling when I learned I could buy shit cheap, resell it, and then put it back in my collection. And essentially, at the end of the day, my collection would be free. I thought that was like the greatest shit. I thought I just discovered, the wheel. And But I just ran with it, and I had I love it. I enjoy it. It's just fun. It's fun. I dig it. As far as what keeps me going, I'm not trying to keep up with the Joneses. I just like to look at my shelf and see that's fucking. I like to look at rad shit. Yeah. So I surround myself with rad shit. And the radness comes through me, and fucking rad, man. Let's go.
All right.
Saber in the chat says, question.
Saber in the chat says, "Don't get on Daryl's business." I think Daryl actually followed Will.
Daryl's a Johnny come lately to the filthy reselling business. Let me tell you something, all right? This guy, I have to give this guy notes. He doesn't put them in the group chats, but in the private chats between me and him, I've got him out a couple of sticky jams. So if you're watching and listening, Daryl, you're welcome.
Charlotte, same question. What got you started? What keeps you motivated?
Basically, when I was I've been gaming my whole life as well, but I took a large period of my life from like 2002, like the PS2 era, until pretty much right before COVID, where I didn't game at all. Luckily for me, I have saved everything from when I was a little kid. So I had every game that I had. I had the NES and the Sega and all this. So around a little bit before COVID, there was a big change in my life, and I started getting into the arcade 1-up cabinets. I started modding them, and I built I started taking real arcade equipment and putting it into the arcade 1-ups. So I built my own Neo Geo 4-slot machine and stuff like that. Eventually I ran out of room. So because I had 13 of those things, and then so I went up in the attic and I pulled everything down, where it started was okay, I'm gonna go for a full NES set. This is before COVID, before prices started going up. But lo and behold, I went back in the attic and I realized I had saved all the boxes to all my games. They were gem mint. Because I took them out the day I got them when I was 5 or 6. I put those away in a box. Then my OCD said, now I got to go for a complete in-box NES set. I got about half of that done before the prices started skyrocketing. And it's just been nonstop ever since, basically. So I missed the whole PS3 and the PS4 generation, basically. Right before COVID, I got a Switch, and then they announced the PS5, so I grabbed the PS5, and it's just been downhill from there.
And what keeps you motivated to do this?
The motivation to see if I can do it. I think that question was said. To see if I can get every game, because when I was younger, I always thought it'd be awesome to have every NES game. It's a lot more difficult to go back and find those games, because Alex was asking me which PS5 games are hard to find or this or that. The PS5 thing is the easiest thing because I pre-order them, so I really don't miss out. But when it comes to me trying to complete the GameCube or the NES or the Sega or something like that, now you're tracking down games and you're looking over them, making sure that they're in mint condition, because you don't want shit and this and that, and it's just, it takes too much time. So I end up putting it off to the side. So one day we'll get there. But.
All right.
Yeah, I do have to add one thing that keeps me going into this is this fucking peer pressure group that I built up between all these Ain't Dead groups. We got over 100,000 fucking members, and it's just people show. I see something, someone shows some shit off. I want to fucking top it. Go and grab it. Oh, I want to get that, and it's just, I don't know. It's not. I don't want to say it's keeping up with the Joneses or trying to one up each other, but yeah, a little bit it is. And then I got a group of friends, and they're all in the same shit. It's look at my red shit. Look at my red shit. And everybody just wants to show everybody red shit. And it's just red shit, man. Red shit.
Saber says your wiener can only do so much, sir.
I don't know. My wiener can only do so much.
That's what he says.
Well, last night you said you had the biggest package. So.
Well, you guys challenged my penis size. I had to fucking say something.
Yo, do you have a question for the two gentlemen?
You got to keep those popcorn buckets happy.
So what's the rarest game that you guys have?
I can go get it real quick.
Sean's like, I can just go get it.
Or a particularly rare game. I mean, I don't mean to I know it might be hard to figure out a rare game. I don't mean to take Yield's question, but like just some rare games you have if you can't think of the rarest.
I have a PS4. Trails of Cold Steel. Those are pretty hard to get. I have a complete set of that. Dude, that's a good question. I'd have to, because I don't know. Jeez, I'd have to sit down and think and figure and weigh, because right now I am my collection goes in and out of a state of flux. Right now I'm in a gathering stage, so I don't know.
Oh, sure.
Like 2 years ago, a lot of stuff was going out, but now it's coming back in.
Atari fan says all the trails of games will be up there in the future.
Yeah, they hopefully so. That's why I'm not playing those fuckers. That's for sure.
Yeah, they keep remaking them for the modern consoles. So how far are they actually going to go up?
Yeah, but no, it's these are the special editions. It doesn't matter. These
Sean,
are
you're
DOGs.
back. What is,
Silent Hill PS1. Yeah, I'm just gonna say that's probably one of my rarest titles.
Sean, you're back. What was the rarest game?
Barbie Grooming Land Pups for the 3DS.
Unfortunately, it's true.
This is one of the rarest 3DS games known to man.
Is that just because they only made like 5 copies of it?
The story's still kind of unknown. It was this is specifically for the ESRB version. It's common as all hell in Pal World, but supposedly it was only released in Canada, and they're not even too sure if it actually made store shelves, or if it did, it was very quick and they pulled it. Because this game was also on the Wii and the DS. That game is worth like $1, right? This game's worth about $3,500. So
wow.
Yeah.
Tell them how much you paid for it, Sean.
Like $2,000, $2,400. So
that's an expensive DS game.
This is the time I wish Yield had his camera on.
I needed it to collect to finish the 3DS set. So
well, hey, if you sell it, you make your money back. So it's a win.
I don't sell anything. I have everything. I still have my original Atari 2600 modded and hooked up to my 65-inch QLED.
Sean, I know you're from the New York area. Do you ever make it out to Manhattan at all?
Yeah.
Do you know the store of video games in New York?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
I have a rare game. It's actually sitting on the shelf. I actually bought it off of I want to get this straight. I think it was Josh Adams, Dale's friend.
Okay.
I've been looking for the game IQ for the longest ass time, and it was all based off of. It was on the demo disc of the original PlayStation 1.
The PlayStation, yeah.
So I've been looking for this game for years and years and years, and I went into Video Games New York, and they had a used copy that was all scratched up, and they wanted $160 for it.
Yeah, it says probably.
Did you pay it?
No, hell no.
Yeah, I was. You know what? I was just at the game store, one of the game stores on Long Island on Friday, and they had that there, and I was looking at it. I didn't look at the price though, but I was like, oh, isn't there? Because I remember there's something about that game, like it's a rare game, or or it's a shitty game. I can't remember.
It's not too.
It's Intelligent Cube or something, right?
Right.
Right. Yeah.
It's not an overly popular game. It's just something that was on the demo disc, and it was one of those things where I didn't have money at the time, so I wasn't buying games, so I was just playing the demo over and over and over again. Right. I put so much time into the demo, I might as well get the real game. And then not only did it get released on the PlayStation Classic, but they also came out with a PlayStation 4 and 5 version of it. And ironically, I've only put about an hour into the game total.
Well, you know what? When it comes to expensive games, expensive doesn't mean good. Expensive usually means
rare.
That shit the worst. I mean, this one, you're petting a dog's hair for a fashion show the whole damn time. So,
I will tell you though, if there was a PlayStation 4 version or 5 version of it, me and Daryl both had the platinum in it.
Oh,
Alice, do you have any questions for the gentleman?
Yeah, it's kind of reverse questions for both of them. So, Will, we know that Sean says he never sells anything.
Yeah.
Is there anything in your collection you would never sell, even if it would earn you a sweet profit?
My girlfriend's games. I've made this mistake before. When my girlfriend and I moved in together, I annexed her collection, let's say, all right, and then I accidentally sold. Everything was mixed up. I accidentally sold one of her games, and it was just this is hell to pay.
And she stayed with you?
Yeah, she did. I replaced the games. I got them back, but eventually. But those games, my girlfriend's games, I wouldn't sell. Games that my girlfriend got me, like sentimental games, I wouldn't sell. Unfortunately, like 2-3 weeks ago, I sold. A friend gave me a free game, and I accidentally sold it, and I fucking felt so terrible. I totally forgot where I got the game from. So I got to keep track of these things and keep notes in my Game My app. This was a gift, and so what I wouldn't sell, games that were given to me as gifts. There's nothing in my collection that I personally have such an emotional attachment to. Just me in the game that I would not let go. But a game that was gifted to me from someone else is something I wouldn't let go.
Yeah, I wish there was other people on this podcast that felt that way, because I bought somebody on this show a gift, and he promptly sold it. Along with
Alex,
its guitar.
Did you sell the Vita?
Wait, hold on. No, the Vita. I still have the Vita. I'm wondering who's talking about, because I can't think of anything he bought me.
Yeah.
I bought you Rock Band with the guitar.
Who, me?
Yes, you.
No, you didn't.
I absolutely fucking did.
I bought myself Rock Band 2.
I bought you Rock Band 4 with the guitar, and you sold it.
What?
Yes. Absolutely. See,
I understand
he's put it out of his head. He's like, I sold it so quick, I put it out of my brain.
I
don't
understand
remember this at
Alex's
all.
point. I can understand where Alex is coming from, because I received a gift and I sold it, and I fucking totally forgot, and I was reminded by someone, and yeah, it hurts, Alex. Just gotta suck it up. I'm
you
sorry.
also blasted it all over YouTube that you were selling it.
Yeah, well, I didn't. That was the problem. That was the issue. That's where I figured it out. And I blasted on YouTube, and then fucking James throws me under the bus.
Then my question to Sean is, since you never get rid of anything, is there anything in your collection that you could see yourself selling in the future? Because if you do have a rather large collection, you could make some money off of that. Obviously savings for the future, and there will be one point where none of us can work. Could you see yourself selling any part of your collection? Not all of it, but just any part of your collection, just, if you could make some good money off it.
Yeah, no, I've thought about that. I mean, if something totally catastrophic happened where I needed to get, money or something like that.
Barbie would be the first to go.
No, I would be, if it was something that dire, I would be totally fine with getting rid of everything except for my original childhood collection. So basically what I had from a kid, being like, even though I have a full, almost full NES set, I'd be fine with the 40 games that I had as a kid. My Sega collection, all that. As long as I get to keep the original games that I had, let's say from 1980 to 1992, then I'm happy. So,
all right, before I go to my question, I just forgot my question.
Follow up to the question that I just forgot.
No, I was going to go to Matt next, but then Sean was just talking, and I just completely blanked on my question. All right, Matt, go, because I just blanked on my question. I had it in my brain. I got to ask before I ask Matt, because I'm going to forget it, and then I forgot it.
Well, before I go, just know that we are equal opportunity pokers and prodders on this. So I give Tricky a lot of shit for smoking. So Sean, I'm going to give you shit for smoking as well. But beyond that, is there any game that you had as a kid that you no longer have, or you got rid of or sold for whatever reason, that you're just like, I need to get back, and you just haven't gotten to it? Or do you have, to use Daryl's term, a grail game that you're like, I want to find that and add that?
Mine's not a game because I have, like I said, I've never gotten rid of anything. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, shit. I was gonna say my actual PS2 because that's the only console I think I ever gave away or threw out, like when I was done gaming. But come to think about it, when I was younger, there was a guy that lived across the street from me. He was a bigwig in like Columbia Records or something, and my house is across the street from the beach. So he'd always have like groups come out, like bands come out and take photo shoots on the beach and stuff like that. So I remember one time he had Bradford Marsalis out here. I was probably about 12 years old. Bradford Marsalis, he was like the band leader for like Jay Leno and stuff. He was like a jazz musician. So he comes out to take pictures on the beach, and he's got a son that's like 5 years old. And I had like a basketball hoop in my driveway. So I'm hanging out with the kid all day. We're about the same age. I'm probably 10. He's probably 5, 6 years old. But I had my Game Boy, and I had the Ninja Turtles game for the Game Boy. And I remember my mom going like, the kid loved the Game Boy. He didn't have it. And my mom's like, just give it to him. Give him the Game Boy and the game and all that. No. She's like, I'll get you a new one. Like, he really likes it and this and that. I was like, no. So yeah, she got me a new Game Boy, but I didn't get the Turtles game back. So that just came back in my head right now.
I love that I unlocked a core memory.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Get rid of
traumatic core memory.
Well, and come to think about it, I mean, Bradford Marsalis, he's the son of Wynton Marsalis, another very popular jazz musician. I mean, he could have bought his son 400 freaking Game Boys at that time, probably.
Dos Andrews in the chat says, I want a PS2 and play SOCOM 2 again. Heck, Sony needs to put SOCOM 2 on the PlayStation Store. I've been saying that for years. We need a new SOCOM game.
You can still play it if you got... If you have a little know-how and just a little internet and buy the right stuff, you can play it on PS2.
We don't support emulators on this show.
No, they're still playing online. It's the game and the equipment's OG. It's just the server that's manufactured.
What do you mean we don't support emulators? That's what Sony's using to put all some of their old games on the PS5 now.
Okay, we don't support illegal emulators on this show, I should say.
No, it's game preservation, all right?
Yeah, if the money's not going to Sony, Tricky's not okay with it.
Saber says he'd love a new Speed Racer arcade machine.
I've never played the arcade.
Never played that one.
I do have the PS1 game from Japanese PS1 Speed Racer, and it's just boring as fuck. It's just, and that's it. But
Atari fan says only real men own Barbie games.
That's not true.
Tricky's the most manly of us all.
Then says Intelligence Cube is so fun. It is. It seems rare games are either good or really bad, not so much in between.
Yeah,
pretty much.
A $high game is never good.
Hold on, one more thing. Atari says honestly, Sony needs to support legacy content more.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they definitely do.
You got rid of.
Did I watch back?
Hold on.
Sorry, go ahead, Sean.
The reason why certain games are very expensive is because they were shit and they didn't sell. I mean, that's the easiest way to look at it. So if you want the future expensive games, buy everything in the bargain bin that you see at Walmart. That's it.
Yoldo's all about the bargain bin.
Oh yeah.
Atari also says emulation isn't illegal. It's just the ROMs.
Semantics.
Yeah. Ask the creators of Yuzu and some of the Dolphin emulator stuff how that worked out for them.
All right, so
and the MiG switch cart right now.
All right, so I remembered my question. My question.
Hold on, Matt. Still need to ask Will a question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm looking.
That's what I'm saying. If you can't remember something, like, is there a game that you're still hunting for that, like, I know Daryl has like this whole rule about I only want to find it in the wild, but like, Will, for you, it's just like I want to get that game. It's either too expensive or just it's not practical enough for me to get.
A lot. I sold my entire PS2 collection. I was going for a complete PS2 set. This is before I got my head on straight about collecting. I was halfway through a complete PS2 collection, And some finances came up, and I had to sell it. And there are a couple games in that collection I would like back. Dual Hearts. It's another, I guess, Zelda. The PlayStation 2's answer to Zelda, and Samurai Western. Those are the two games I want. But PS2 has gotten way up in price ever since COVID, so I don't think I'll ever see those again unless I, hit the lottery and pay out for them. But and probably the Silent Hill set, the whole set. I want them all again. if I'm dreaming and wishing, I might as well shoot for the stars. But yeah, to answer your question, the PS2 games that I sold were the ones I'd want back. But other than that, I've recouped all the PS4 games that I wanted that left my collection. Now I'm pretty much caught up on all those plus some. So that's where I'm at.
All right, we good now?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So my question is for both you guys. When it comes to the collecting, is it the thrill of the hunt for you guys when you do you get like a dose of endorphins when you find that game in the wild or whatever? I have another question is, do you guys ever think about sending your games to be graded by like the PSA and all that stuff?
I live in the middle of bumblefuck, so there's I can't really go chasing out in the wild. Like my closest game store is 45 minutes away, so everything I order everything. I mean, I'm an eBayer. I do so my endorphins really get hyped up every day when there's a package in the mail. If I don't have a package in the mail, like like I don't know what to do. I'm walking in circles. If I don't have a box to open, I'm flipping out. All right, so
fair enough.
That's my main problem.
Let's
And
talk about packages and boxes. We're still talking about games here.
All I care about is the package. That's it. I don't care about the game. No, the what was the other part of the question too? I forgot that.
Do you ever think about sending your games out to be graded by like the PSA and
Oh,
stuff?
absolutely not. Games are meant to be played.
God damn it. Is you and that tired old mantra. Stop it.
The only sealed games I have in my collection, I have a couple, but they're because I have doubles. Like I'll have like the regular version, but then like I'll get the collector's version at some point. So that'll stay sealed because I already have it. But if I get the collector's version before I get the regular version, I'll open up the collector's version, take the game out, and be totally fine with that. So there's very few sealed games in my collection.
All right.
I don't hunt in the wild too much anymore. I'm pretty much picking and choosing off of eBay, and that's pretty much it. Or I'm buying off of Amazon shit. I used to go out and hunt in the wild. It used to be a lot of fun. It used to be a lot of fun to get a $100 game for $5 off a little old lady who didn't know better. I love duping little old ladies. You know what I'm saying? It's part of the thrill. So anyway, anytime
you love having old men answer the door with an open
That happened once, and staring at his old man balls for 10 minutes was worth the games I got at that price. But guy came to the door wearing nothing but a robe, open robe. True story. But the game prizes were good. As far as this is the only graded game I have. This is it's not a good game. It's not a great game. It's not any game of note, but it was the price was right on eBay. I won the bid. This is Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Battle 22, 9.6 from CGC. I honestly would not send something out of my collection in because I just don't think it's good enough. I don't think it's going to grade high enough, and I don't think I'd be happy enough with the grade. So if I am going to get a graded game, I'm going to buy it already graded. Okay. And 9.6 ain't bad. A++ on the seal. So yeah, there you go.
All right.
I like graded. I don't mind the slab, as they say. I think it's cool.
All right, Yield. Any more questions you have?
Not off the top of my head.
All right, Alex.
No, I mean I think we're good.
All right, Matt.
I think we can wrap it up.
All right, let's wrap up the show. We're gonna start with some shout outs. Matt, we'll start with you first.
Sean, Will, thanks for coming on tonight. Really good to see you guys again. And
thanks for having
podcast
us.
you again. It was great podcasting with Will on the Loop Bros while we could until Daryl decided to pack up shop. So it was good to see you guys again. Alex, Yield Tricky, good show tonight. Thank you very much. And shout out to Saber, Dos Andres, Atari Fanboy, and Chad. V was in chat. Shout out to the Channel 3 community. Make sure to go on over to channel3.gg, gamify your social media, play some mini games, earn some XP. We just started season 9, so come on over there and play some games. And finally, shout out to my wife V. Thank you for everything you do on and off the show.
All right, Yield.
Shout out to Will and Sean for coming on this evening.
Thank you.
Shout out to Matt, Alex, and Tricky for recording tonight. Shout out to the Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine guys who have helped out with the multiplayer boost so far. Boneless Cheese, Captain Wolfle 77, Iron Loss, Wreck-It Phil, Johnny CTA. You've helped out a lot getting through that multiplayer. And shout out to everybody who was hanging out in chat. And to V for all the things she does behind the scenes.
All right. Let's throw a curveball. Go Sean next.
Oh, I'm supposed to do shout out.
You've been favoring Sean all night, Tricky, and I don't appreciate that New York bullshit. Okay.
Well, I'm going to tell you there's 2 reasons behind that. One, you just pointed out we're both New York boys.
Yep.
And 2, the way I met you was because apparently you were talking shit to Daryl about me, and
the only thing Daryl has ever done good for the video game community is to bring us all together. So for that, I thank him. For the rest of it, he can eat a dick.
All right, and now that you've been a dick to Sean because you cut off his shout outs, Sean, what are your shout outs?
No, I shout out to everybody, the Trophy Horse, for having us on, man. Thank you very much, and to everybody in the chat. I haven't been able to see the chat, but I really appreciate everybody in there. I guess shout out to Will for being a good bud of mine. So there you go. You can check us out every Saturday night at 10 o'clock on PlayStation Ain't Dead YouTube channel. So there you go. Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, Will, I'm going to give you your spotlight now, even though you don't deserve it.
Oh.
But before you do, Saber says Tricky Madden 2025 is the only way the Jets win. Peace. I could give a shit about the Jets. The Jets stands for just end the season. I'm a Giants fan, which is not much better, but at least they're better than the Jets.
Yeah, I don't know. With Daniel Jones being your quarterback, you may not be much better this year.
Well, I mean, after what's his face hurts his leg again in the first snap of the season, the Jets are going anywhere.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers, the guy who won't show up to training camp.
And it wasn't his leg; it was his ankle.
Well, I'm saying this time it's going to be his leg.
Oh, okay.
And instead of the fourth snap, it's going to be on the first snap of the season. Will, your shout out, sir.
We try to do the shout outs bit on our show. I try to steal it. A lot of my best ideas are stolen, and I try to steal this one. It wasn't a good idea.
Is that because you just forget everybody, or you just?
No, I don't know. It's just
too much time thanking popcorn buckets.
By the end of the show,
I want to give a shout out to popcorn buckets.
By the end of the show, we're completely freaking blasted out of our minds. So
they give a shout out to Rumble Roses every week.
The next topic for you, I'll give you a topic for your next show: top 10 fuckable popcorn buckets.
Yeah.
There's only 3, dude. There's only 3. We'll get there someday.
I'm sure if you looked hard enough, you could find more.
You can fuck anything if you're fucking brave, but if you imagine it enough. So.
Anybody watch the new episode of The Boys? Speaking of that,
oh man, I'm so happy that Homelander found a girl.
I'm talking about the scene where the guy was going to cut the hole in the guy.
The last episode of The Boys I watched was when the guy shrunk down and went inside the other guy.
Oh Jesus!
It sneezed.
Yeah, you got to catch up on the new season. Shout out to Tricky, Alex, Matt, I Yield, Sean, James, my other podcast partner, who I fucking didn't tell we were coming on here, and I fucking feel bad. So hopefully he didn't hear.
We're so good at advertising.
You're gonna kick him off the show. You might want to tell him first.
I don't want. We're not kicking him off the show. He's a cornerstone. I just fucking forgot to tell him. Forgot to bring it up. And sorry, Sean. Shout out to everyone in the Lego Dick Building group. Excellent group of guys. and gals. And
did you say Lego dick building?
Yeah, it's about building dicks out of Lego. So what the hell?
Matt, are you in that community?
Hey, Will, didn't you recently change the name of the Lego dick building group to the?
Yes, I did. It's called Stupid Opinions Groups because
there you go.
Everybody
Matt, are you a member of this group, Matt?
Excuse me?
I'm asking Matt if he's a member of this group because he's big on Legos. I got my answer for all the audio listeners.
Shout out to everybody in the Ain't Dead groups on PlayStation. If you guys want to find us, PS2 ain't dead, PS3 ain't dead, PS4 ain't dead, PS5 ain't dead, PSP, PS Vita ain't dead. I think we got a Nintendo ain't dead and a Sega ain't dead, but those are dead for fucking sure. No Xbox ain't dead because no one gives a fuck.
Nintendo ain't dead. No.
Well, sorry, Sean. It's okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to step on your sacred cow there, but check us out on every Saturday night on YouTube and now Twitch, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we are beating on both channels. We are beating what the hell's his name? Dr. Disrespect. We got more viewers than that guy does. So
that's not hard to do at this point.
We just recently passed.
Oh wow! Way to steal their thunder, Tricky.
I'm saying it's not hard to beat Dr. Disrespect right now.
What are you saying? I mean,
they're gonna put that on a shirt.
Let me. That's a feather in my cap, and I'm gonna wear it. And I think this. Did I forget anybody? I think that's it. And thanks everybody who's listening. Tommy, I love you, Tommy.
Saber just say you guys are on Spotify.
We are on Spotify, and we're also. You can catch us anytime on Spotify or iTunes. Just search PlayStation Ain't Dead, and you can find me on various social medias as Will Ain't Dead. Unfortunately, I think I may have jinxed myself with that moniker, but we're gonna run with it for now.
All right. A little housekeeping note for anybody who listens on an Android. Anybody that was listening to us on the Google Play podcast, they are shutting down the service at the end of the month. So all of our shows are going to be transferred over to YouTube Music, as in all Google Play podcasts are going to be moving over. We are already on YouTube Music if you guys wanted to switch over now. But if you listen on an Android, I'm going to say this every show until they cancel the service. You guys can go over and subscribe to us there if you are Android. But if you listen on Spotify and whatnot, it's not going to affect you. But anybody that's listening, particularly on Google Play Podcast, you are going to need to move over your subscription if you want to continue to listen to us. Shout out to Sean and Will. Well, shout out to Sean. A twerp you to Will. Shout out to Matt, Alex, and Yield. They are my podcast brothers. We are 629 episodes into this, and I don't know why people keep listening to us when you guys hate me all the time, but they do.
That is an impressive number.
Shout out to V for everything she does behind the scenes. Shout out to Dos Andres, Atari fan, and Saber in the chat. Thank you very much. Thank you to all the people that are watching us on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. I'm forgetting one.
Grinder.
Shout out to the AI bot.
Grinder.
Yield hates the AI bot.
Hey, wait, I have a question real quick. Where can I cash in my proven perk points?
Right in the chat whenever we do a giveaway.
What do I do with them?
If you gain like 10,
question, Will.
30,000, you could tell one of us to shut the fuck up for 10 minutes.
No. That's channel points, not the proven perks. And Alex, just an update for you. Your video is now up to 6,464 views.
Excellent. Spread the word, people.
Very good. Very good. Congratulations.
If there's nothing else, until next week.
Oh, I guess fuck me. I don't get to thank our guests for being on.
Oh, shit. No.
Like I said, folks, episode 2.
We'll see you guys next week. No, Alex, do your shout-outs.
I want to thank our awesome community, the fuel to the fire of this Trophy Horrors. Without our community, we would not keep going. We wouldn't enjoy doing this nearly as much as we do. So thank you all. You all are the reason we have gotten to 629. Give a shout out to my co-host, Tricky, Matt, and Yield. Sweet looking tattoo, Matt, there. I hope you have to show, once it's fully healed, you have to show it to us because it's good to tell exactly what it was. But I'm sure it's awesome.
It's going to need a touch-up.
All right. A shout out to our guests. Guys, if I don't listen to the podcast, please don't take it personally, because if I did not work on this podcast, I would never listen to another. I would not listen to a video game podcast. This is literally the only podcast I listen to because it's the one I work on. But no, shout out to Will and Sean for being on.
Thank you.
And seeing you guys makes me want to go out and collect a bunch of shit. I'll be honest with you. I'm like, man, my SNES collection just isn't. I have Sunset Riders for the SNES.
Nice.
But maybe I need to get that collection a little bigger, because I like collecting the physical Nintendo games. But
you got to fill those walls, man. That's the goal right there. We don't want to see that paint back.
You do have a lot of space behind you.
There's more than one way to do that.
You do have a lot of dead space behind you, Alex.
Huh?
You do have a lot of dead space behind you.
Well, there's a lot of room for shelves. I'll have to spend a bunch of money at IKEA on shelves. But no, appreciate you guys for coming on, and give a shout out to Ashley. I love you, hun. She's waiting very patiently to watch House of the Dragon, because shit's about to get crazy, because the dragons are about to start fighting, I think. So that's going to be the end of my shout outs.
Do the line, Alex, so I can do the outro music.
And until next week, happy trophy hunting.
Good night.
See ya.